Florida? What have you seen out of them so far on tape?
I mean, it's the same as last year. They line up in a ton of different formations and they throw the ball all over the field. And they have very capable running backs also. So, they're pretty dangerous everywhere.
Michael, what was, I'm not going to ask this, but how do you feel like this team used the bye week? Was there a couple areas of emphasis during the bye?
Yeah, I think we used it well. There's a fine line between wanting to get healthy and getting some good work in on the bye week. I think we had 2-3 very productive practices getting ready for Florida. And I think, after a loss like we had, guys just wanted to go out and play football again so we get past it.
So many people, and you're probably aware of this, are making such a big deal about the scheme change and how that's affecting the defense. Do you think there's something to that? Is it just more failure to execute it? Or?
I think a lot of things about this. I obviously see a lot of it. It's impossible not to. One, people think they know what we're trying to do, and really they're so far off that it's, you can't even pay attention to. But there's a lot of people who think they know what we're doing, but they have no clue. So when they are trying to say, oh, you should do this, this, and this, well, you're not even close, And then there's also, you have to realize most guys in this system, like me, in high school, when I played defense, it was line up and play football and figure the rest out. There was no plays, there was no scheme. So I got here, and the defensive scheme I learned here is the only thing I knew. And it's all I knew, it's all I learned. I put 4 years into learning that, and then we're coming in and I have to learn a whole entire new system. Now, it's football, it's defense, everything's pretty much the same thing with a little different tweak to it, no matter where you go, what you look at. But you also have to realize there's a bunch of guys trying to learn a new scheme. It's tough, it's not easy, and some guys aren't as welcoming to change as some others. So, one, you have to develop a trust in it. You have to develop a trust in your teammates that you can all do it together, and then you have to believe in it and go out and do it. And I think can maybe we do some things to the game plan to simplify it and make it easier for us? Yes, but we have to go out there and do it. We have to put the time in during the week to learn what we're supposed to do and know what we're supposed to do on Saturday, so we don't have to think about it. I think it's, there's a lot of things going on, and then it also comes down to trust. You have to trust in the system, and you have to trust in the guys that are out there with you that they're going to do, that they're going to make the plays. And I think where we go wrong sometimes is some guys may not trust it and do a different thing than they're supposed to do. And there's, also, I run into it where I don't maybe trust some people who, not the people, I just kind of don't trust sometimes when I should, and I try to do way too much, more than I should. And there's the same thing with other guys where that gets you out of position.
Would you have been better off sticking with the old scheme this year?
I have no idea. Yeah. You can't tell. I can't say. I think people always also need to realize that these coaches that came in are here to build for the future also. It can't just be for right now, or else after the people who know the defense leave, it goes downhill, They're building for the future, and so there's a lot of factors that you have to consider into this whole deal, and I think a lot of it falls on the players playing in the game.
When you say you're out there and sometimes you don't trust, does that mean you maybe aren't trusting that every other guy's doing his job? You're not trusting that? No, what do you mean by that exactly?
I think it's more of sometimes you get in a situation where you feel like you have to make every single play, and so you go outside of what you're supposed to do to make those plays.
When you first realized that you had to learn this new scheme, what were your thoughts behind it?
Man, that's a tough one. But I think it was somewhat, it was somewhat that was expected, and then that was part of it, and I had to get over it. Whatever way I felt about it, I had to get over it and move on. And then I sat down with Cross and we started talking about it, and he started drawing up plays, coverages. I said, well, that's pretty similar. That's the same exact thing with a different word, what we used to do here. And then he started showing me other things. I'm like, I wonder why we never did that before, in a good way. He's pointing out things that's just like common sense. Why have we not done this in the past? So and then you play it, and it's tough. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. So a guy at my age with many reps I have making as many mistakes like in spring, like being out there and have no idea what I was doing because I didn't. It's tough, but you got to put the time and effort in to learn it.